Good evening. I'm Randy Cease, Inland Power's Board President. It's my pleasure to convene and extend a warm, cooperative-style welcome to Inland Power's annual meeting. We are thrilled to mark another successful year at Inland Power and Light, and we look forward to sharing our accomplishments with you, our members. We'd like to begin with our national anthem. It is my pleasure to introduce our esteemed Board of Trustees. First, we have Gail Rakowski, who represents District 1 and lives in Wilbur. Our Vice President, Gary Roseman, representing District 2, resides in Davenport. Chris Davis joins us from 9 Mile Falls and represents District 3. Our Board Treasurer is Christina Barr, who represents District 4 and lives in Spokane Valley. Our Secretary, Jim Kroll, resides in Colfax and represents District 6. Brian Slaybaugh comes to us from Pomeroy and represents our District 7 members. As your board president, I'm pleased to represent District 5, where I live in Cheney. Membership, these are your Inland Power Board of Trustees, and I want to thank them all for a really great year. Let's begin the official business portion of the meeting. I'm pleased to welcome Board Secretary Jim Kroll, who oversees the meeting quorum.
Mr. President, I would like to affirm that a quorum is indeed present. Next, I would like to move to approve the minutes from our 2021 annual meeting that were posted online.
Thank you, Jim. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Motion approved. Thank you, Jim. The last few years have been unlike any we've seen in our lifetime. The impacts and challenges we face resulting from the COVID-19 pandemic will continue for some time, yet we are grateful that some sense of normalcy is on the horizon. Through it all, Inland Power did what we do best. We were there to provide reliable power to our membership. We look to the future as a new beginning and are excited to forge ahead with each of you. As the world continues to adjust to the impacts of the pandemic, Inland Power has also adapted, refocused, and persevered. We've worked hard to maintain very affordable rates through smart business practices and even amid unprecedented inflation and supply shortages. I'm very proud to announce that there will be no rate increase this year. Being a member-owned cooperative, we know how important it is to listen to your concerns and gather feedback to ensure Inland Power continues to operate with your best interests in mind. Late last year, Inland Power partnered with the National Rural Electric Cooperative Association to conduct an in-depth member survey to learn what you, as a membership, would like to see from Inland. From conservation programs and electric vehicles, to backup generation and energy assistance, you spoke up and voiced your opinion, and we are very thankful you did. We are committed to creating and invigorating programs that help you with your energy needs. We learned that weatherization programs and backup generation are top of mind, and we are committed to ensuring these programs will be beneficial and accessible to everyone, regardless of income. We also learned that electric vehicles may not be at the forefront of your concerns. While state and federal goals and future mandates won't go away, we plan to offer educational programs and resources so you are ready for the EV world when it arrives. Another part of our survey focused on member satisfaction, and we are so grateful and humbled by the results. Overall, Inland Power ranked in the top 25% in terms of member satisfaction when compared to other utilities across the nation. We are thrilled that you value your cooperative as much as we value you. When we say our mission is our members, we mean more than just providing electricity. We believe in giving back to our communities. As an Inland Power member, you have a unique opportunity to support the Inland Power Community Foundation, which is a program that provides financial support to organizations in our service territory, as well as individual Inland Power members. The concept of the foundation is an extension of the principle on which electric cooperatives were built more than 50 years ago. We are neighbors helping neighbors to benefit the communities in which we live and work. From nonprofit donations to scholarship recipients and livestock exhibitors, your community foundation gave more than $53,000 to deserving recipients all across our service territory in 2021. We would not be able to give back in this way if not for your generous support. It is your donations that make this work. If you're interested in donating, we have 3 simple ways for you to choose from. You can round up your monthly bill to the nearest dollar, give a one-time gift in the amount of your choosing, or give a monthly gift in the amount of your choosing. Your support means our neighbors are being supported. Thank you to all of you who have supported this program. While we have so much to celebrate in terms of accomplishments, we also must address some struggles. It seems as though the Pacific Northwest has added a 5th season to spring, summer, fall, and winter. We now must include wildfire season in the mix. The last 2 years have proven to be trying for our region as wildfires have scorched millions of acres and destroyed towns, homes, and lives. Inland Power, along with other utilities in the region, have worked hard to create wildfire mitigation plans that will help reduce the risk of fire spreading. From placing our electric system in fire safety mode during dangerous fire weather, to hardening our infrastructure against the threats of fire, Inland Power is committed to keeping you and your cooperative safe. This will be a large undertaking, but it is vital to ensure the longevity and success of our cooperative. Just so you know, Inland only has a 15-foot right-of-way on each side of our poles. If you have a dead or dying tree that you are concerned about on your property, please contact the office so we can take care of the problem. We continue to represent you all in Olympia as we combat overregulation and the constant threat to our power supply. The Pacific Northwest is a very special place to live, and we are so fortunate to have an abundant power generator in our rivers. Hydropower is truly the lifeblood of our electric grid in this region. The dams provide us with clean, carbon-free power, and they enable us to power our lives at very affordable rates. Unfortunately, special interest groups continue to use fabricated concepts disguised as facts in an effort to breach the dams that provide us with so much. From cheap and reliable power to irrigation for the food we eat, hydropower in the Pacific Northwest is truly an asset. The world is pushing toward electrifying the transportation industry while simultaneously removing large power generators like coal and natural gas. So we have 2 choices: protect the hydroelectric system or breach the dams and be extremely vulnerable to rolling blackouts on a regular basis. Inland Power is committed to fighting for our dams to ensure our wave and electrified life continues. We know that all of this is not possible without your support and membership with Inland Power and Light. We thank each and every one of you for a wonderful 85 years, and we look forward to serving you for another 85 years and more. A lot has been accomplished over the last year. One of the biggest changes has been the selection of our new Chief Executive Officer. After a 6-month process, I'm pleased to announce that Jason Bronick was selected to lead Inland Power. Jason comes to us from Delta Montrose Electric Association in Colorado. He brings with him a wealth of experience in the electric industry and has a vision, insight, and passion that will lead Inland into the future. At this time, I'm pleased to introduce to you our new CEO, Jason Bronick.
Hello everyone, I'm Jason Bronick. I'm so honored to serve as your CEO of Inland Power and Light as we celebrate the 85th year of your cooperative. I want to take a moment to briefly introduce myself. I grew up in north central Montana on a farm and ranch where my family still lives and works today. My wife Carrie and I have been married for 22 years and we have 3 kids, Kyler, Haley, and Tegan. I've worked in the cooperative world for 26 years and have served a combined 20 years as a CEO for Glacier Electric in Montana and then Delta Montrose Electric Association in Colorado. I believe in the cooperative model and I am excited to be Inland Power's new CEO and look forward to its bright future. And it certainly is a bright future. Inland Power remains the largest electric cooperative in the state of Washington. We serve 13 counties in eastern Washington and northern Idaho. Throughout our service territory, we have an astonishing 7,758 miles of line. Of that line, 5,371 miles are overhead, with 2,215 miles being underground. We also have 172 miles of transmission line. To put all that into perspective, if you were to stretch that in a single file line, it would reach from the northernmost point of Washington State to the southernmost tip of South America. Those thousands of miles of line serve 45,147 meters, which works out to almost 6 members per mile of line. Our growth at Inland Power is unprecedented. Last year, we had a record 1,418 new services join our lines. All of this has been done with 90 employees. It's a very impressive feat, and we are gearing up for an even busier 2022. With all good things, challenges also arise. The pandemic caused a wide variety of shortages, from toilet paper to building materials. Supplies disappeared while demand skyrocketed, and prices inflated to record levels. Who would have thought that lumber prices would have quadrupled in the first 9 months of 2020? We are seeing issues with material shortage for items we need as well. Utilities across the nation are putting in orders for items like transformers and underground conductors, and we are all being told we should be prepared to wait over 2 years to receive materials. Inland overpurchased some of our materials we need in anticipation for these shortages. We are still looking for creative ways to utilize equipment that is currently idle until we are able to receive more materials. We are also looking ahead to the next 5 years. Our staff and board have worked hard to create a strategic plan that outlines our big goals and challenges for the next half-decade. This plan is rooted in our mission and vision and has checks and balances in place to help us evaluate our progress. Our top strategy goals include address wildfire risks through vegetation management and system upgrades, manage power supply and resource adequacy, attract and retain talented employees, mitigate regulatory and legislative risks, and maintain competitive rates. The annual meeting is an important co-op tradition. This year, Inland Power turns 85. The early pioneers who founded our electric cooperative back in 1937 knew it was important to stay connected with our members. Holding an annual meeting is one way they did that, and we believe it's just as important today. Since the pandemic began, we have shifted the way we do things to try and navigate whatever the new normal might be. Again, this year, we are conducting our annual business meeting virtually. This doesn't mean we won't be meeting you face to face. I'm happy to announce that we will be coming to you. Each year, we plan to hold town hall meetings within our service territory. This will be a time when you can ask us questions in person and receive a more personalized experience. We also will be highlighting new programs and resources for you. Planning these events is underway, and we will be announcing dates and locations soon. I am looking forward to an amazing future here at Inland Power. Innovation, strategy, and member experience will drive our focus as we work to serve you every day. I'm thankful for this opportunity, and I look forward seeing you down the road. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. We appreciate your hard work so far and look forward to Inland Power's future success under your leadership. The goal of our annual meeting is to share Inland's achievements, and I'm proud to say that one of our biggest accomplishments is our sound financial practices. At this time, I would like to welcome our board treasurer, Christina Barr, to provide Inland Power's financial report.
Hello, I'm Christina Barr, and I'm honored to have served as your board treasurer this year. As you know, you have partial ownership in Inland Power, which is a cooperative. But what exactly is a cooperative? Webster defines it as a business which is owned and run jointly by its members, who share in the profits. Inland utilizes the money you pay, so we don't have to borrow money from banks. This does not mean we never borrow money, but we utilize your dollars for operations and return any profits back to you in the form of capital credits. As with any cooperative, the better Inland Power does, the more you receive in capital credits paid back over time. It was a great year for Inland Power financially, and I'm thrilled to say we are returning $2.5 million to our members in the form of capital credits. Inland Power has several sources of revenue. Residential accounts make up the largest majority, followed by commercial and irrigation accounts. There are also service charges for connecting new homes and businesses. Inland currently serves 45,147 meters in 13 counties within Washington and Idaho. As you can see, our revenue outpaces our expenses, which we are certainly very proud of. It is our goal to constantly operate our cooperative in a progressive and efficient manner to meet the needs of all of our members. Inland Power has some of the lowest rates in the nation. This is thanks in large part to our hydroelectric dams that provide a clean, reliable, and renewable source of power. As Randy mentioned earlier, we are so excited to announce that there will be no rate increase this year. Along with our low rates, we are proud to offer electricity that is clean and renewable. The vast majority of our fuel mix comes from hydropower that we purchase from BPA, while nuclear power accounts for more than 10%. We also receive energy from various other sources that make up 4.5% of our mix. We continue to maintain our compliance with Initiative 937 regulations of utilizing renewable sources of electricity. We are also already close to reaching our 2050 clean energy goals that were set by the Clean Energy Transformation Act. Transparency is paramount at Inland Power, which means we strive to provide you as much information regarding your cooperative as possible. This includes what expenses we have and where that money goes. As you can see, the majority of our expenses go toward the purchase of power, followed by operations. This includes repairs, maintenance, new construction, service, employees, and administrative costs. Depreciation of buildings and equipment, taxes, and interest on debt also contributes to our annual expenses. We were also able to defer revenue for anticipated expenses, which allows us to keep our rates low while investing in aging infrastructure improvements. Inland currently has 90 employees, of which 44 work in the office and 46 out in the field. I am proud to say that Inland is in sound financial health. This success can be directly related to good fiscal policy established by Inland's management and the board. Inland has great employees who make sure we keep providing you with safe, reliable, and affordable rates, as well as a great member experience. If you have questions about our finances, our dedicated employees are ready to take your calls or emails. Reach out by calling 509-789-4277 or email us at operator@inlandpower.com. Thanks again to our dedicated Inland Power team for another successful year. I'd also like to thank you, the members, for allowing me to serve you. It has been an honor to represent you on our board. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. Appreciate all your hard work this past year. It is now time to move on to this year's Board of Trustee election. For this duty, I turn this portion of the meeting over to our board attorney, Patrick McNulty from Randall Danskin, who serves as Inland's outside legal counsel.
Thank you, Randy. To begin the process, I would like to read the nominating committee's official certificate of their nominations for 2022. We, the following, who were duly appointed a nominating committee in accordance with Article 3, Section 5 of the bylaws of Inland Power and Light Company, report that said nominating committee at the office located at 10110 West Hallett Road, Spokane, Washington, and via Microsoft Teams meeting on the 15th of December 2021. Present on the committee were Carrie Ellen, David Mapp, Larry Cochran, Kevin Bott, Dennis Dvorak, and Jim Long. The following is a list of nominations duly made by this committee. For District Number 4, Christina Barr and Mary Sullivan. For District Number 6, Jim Kroll and Judith Personette. This report, posted in the office of the cooperative more than 60 days prior to the 2022 annual meeting, is in accordance with the bylaws of Inland Power and Light Company. To ensure the integrity of our expanded election options, including electronic and mail-in ballots, Inland retained my law firm, Randall Danskin. As a result, as a representative of the firm, I will audit and certify tonight's election results. This year, we have 4 candidates running for 2 district positions. Earlier this year, each candidate recorded their speeches, which were then posted online for electronic and mail-in voters. Ballots were counted in my presence, and I am now able to announce the results. Ladies and gentlemen, the results of tonight's election are as follows. For District Number 4, Christina Barr. District Number 6, Jim Kroll. Congratulations and thank you.
Congratulations to our re-elected trustees. At this time, I'd like to answer some questions you have. Our staff has gathered some topics you've been asking. If you have a question that isn't addressed tonight, we invite you to attend our town hall meetings later this year, where we will be able to discuss your questions and comments in person. The first question we'd like to address is, what are some of the biggest issues facing Inland Power in the next 5 years? The answer is we continue to see increased regulatory burden being passed down from both our state and national capitals. We don't really see this changing anytime soon, and we fight hard each year to represent our cooperative's interests. Our power supply is constantly being threatened. We're seeing more and more pressure being put on our grid, and we know that this trend is only going to increase. We are working with stakeholders and organizations to lobby for increased reliable power supplies like nuclear. It is vital to remember that we must have firm power generation to back up intermittent power supplies like solar and wind power. We must be able to provide power when the wind isn't blowing and the sun isn't shining. The third major issue we are addressing is our aging infrastructure. Our operations and engineering teams are creating plans to update our system. This takes time, money, and supplies. As Jason mentioned earlier, we are at the mercy of material manufacturers to get the inventory we need. This leads us to our next question, which is what are your plans for the deferred revenue? Our goal for the deferred revenue is to upgrade our infrastructure. Like I mentioned before, this is a long and costly undertaking, but is vital for the longevity and success of our co-op. The final question we received is what safety measures are being taken for wildfire risks? It's disheartening to have to factor the serious threat of wildfires into our strategy planning. We feel very strongly that by having a mitigation plan in place, we are protecting our cooperative and our members with regard to the wildfire danger. The infrastructure improvements we've mentioned this evening are incorporated into our wildfire mitigation plan. They include grid hardening, undergrounding power lines in high-risk areas, automating our reclosures, and enhancing our already robust vegetation management plan. We have a lot to accomplish, but we are confident that we will achieve our goals and set our cooperative up for an even brighter future. Just a couple of closing remarks. Our collective and sincere thanks go out to the membership, both who voted, as well as all of you who are watching online. As members of Inland Power, you are part of an organization that is accountable to you, committed to the communities we serve, and most of all, dedicated to serving the best interests of all our members. We remain steadfast in our efforts to work diligently as trustees serving Inland Power because, like you, we are also members of this great cooperative. Speaking for management, employees, and the rest of our esteemed board, thank you for your presence today and your continued support. We will be posting the prize winners for those who voted online and by mail-in ballot on our website, in our light reading newsletter, and on social media. The 85th annual meeting is officially adjourned. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your evening.